What's up YouTube? For tonight's video, we have a full booster pack team, number 4. So I've got a booster pack today, and I thought of you guys, and I thought, let's do another booster team. It's been a couple of months. So I picked the 6 random Pokemon out of the pack and put them into an amazing team. Now people, those shirts and hoodies are available for priority shipping for 2 more days. So if you want to get your jumper or shirt for Christmas, make sure you do it. The link is in the description. You can get them after that as well. I'll leave them up. I just thought if you do want them for Christmas, that you have 2 more days to do so. Let's get into this one. So we have a battle on my chat against Nathan. He's going to send out Teabag Sack. What an amazing cast form name. And I've got my physical Houndour. This Houndour was absolutely wild. And make sure you stick around for the whole thing, people. We've got some amazing battles coming up. If you like these, these booster pack teams, drop a like on the video. If you have a favorite Pokemon card too, let me know in the comment section. I'd like to hear that. So anyway, I'm going to beat up the sack, and it's going to set up the sun, which is actually going to change Castform's form. Now, I really like Castform, changing its forms. It's a really cool little gimmick. And Teabag Sack is going to turn into the sunny form. So this Castform, right, it was just so threatening, right? So going for the beat up again since I'm outspeeding it. Now, this is a physical scumbag King's Rock Houndour. So I've got max attack, max speed, beat up, bite, destiny bond, and fire fang. So luckily I get a flinch on the Castform, and it doesn't even do anything. All it did was set up Sunny Day, transform, and just faint. So, man, that was the MVP of the battle right there. So the Teabag Sack goes down, gets teabag. Now we have the Rocky coming in. So the nickname, I was sort of like scared of the nicknames. Like, damn, this guy got like Rocky helmet on it or some shit. Anyway, so it's going to go for the shell trap, which is quite funny in a sec. So I'm going to go for the bite here. I was a little bit worried about. So I actually get a flinch on bite, which is hilarious. So flinch, obviously the bite on the flinch on bite, the bite on flinch has 30% chance to actually do that. So going for the beat up on the Turtonator. This thing has like really, really big defense, so I wasn't doing any damage. The whole idea with this set is to do like get that flinch over and over again. Shell Trap and activates, and I actually have Flash Fire in this, so it doesn't do anything, man. Oh, that must be so salty. Anyway, so Turtonator cannot do anything. I'm going to go for the beat up again on this. It's doing nothing, but I'm just relying on that scummy King's Rock. So I go for some more beat up. Since I've got 6 Pokemon remaining, it's hitting 6 times, so that's why I let off with it. So I get another flinch, which is really nice. So I just continually beating up. I wish the Castform was in there so I could say I was continually beating up his sack. Anyway, so I hit it another 6 times, and I get another flinch. What is this? And the Houndour is the only time that Turtonator got to attack was use Shell Trap on Flash Fire. Man, the salt pile must be huge on the other side of the field at the moment. So this Houndour is just sweeping through the team at the moment. Now we have Mr. Krabs coming in. So I do have that Flash Fire I could use for Fire Fang, but I had a little feeling that it may actually live on 1 health. T-shirts are already out. So I went for the Destiny Bond, and I thought that would be best play there because I have some sort of fighting move to take me out. Houndour isn't the bulkiest Pokemon in the world either, so it kind of goes down to like everything. So it did an amazing job there. It took out the Sunny Castform, which did so much, the Turtonator, and the Crabrawler. So it took out half the team. That was nuts. I was so happy with that. I had some really great battles with that. The only weakness to that set is obviously you're going to get outspared. The King's Rock doesn't work, that kind of thing. So swapping on my Miltank, this was a very special Miltank, especially because it was running Hyper Beam, Focus Miss, Echo Voice, and Shadow Ball. We had max, we had max health and max special attack on this one. So go for the Focus Miss on the Aussie Swag. I probably would have called it Drop Bear, but still pretty good. Still a nice Australian nickname there. It's going to go for the Work Up. Now, here on the opponent's team, obviously you can't see it at the moment, there was a Ghost-type Pokemon, so I was like, they're probably going to swap. Let's go for Shadow Ball. They stayed in, and then they actually went for the last resort. I'm like, oh, no. So the last resort's going to hit really powerful there with a +1. I just tanked it on 8 health. The red card does pop, so the Koala goes back up the tree to drop bear someone else, and we have the Golden Bacon coming in. So I really can't do too much this thing. The best I can really do is go for the Hyper Beam here. That's my stab, and just get KO'd by whatever. Now, I was thinking about running eject button on this too. Actually, this was a max special attack, max speed. My bad there. Anyway, so Golden Bacon's going to finish me off with Psychic, but Miltank did pretty good. Did a nice dent to the Kamala, and did a nice dent to the Golden Bacon. Now, swapping in my Corphish. This was a special Corphish as well. We had an adaptability surf set with Waterium Z. As soon as I saw that Z move animation, I'm like, yes, I outsped it, but then they use theirs. I was like, oh no, This is really bad. Anyway, so the gold bacon's going to use its Z move. Now, I had Blizzard, Ancient Power, and Sludge Bomb on this set as well. I had with the adaptability, max health, and max special attack. Anyway, so the Grumpy is going to use its Z move, and basically my Corphish is going to get turned into a Krabby Patty, and I get critted as well, which is, I think I might have actually badly lived that and got my attack off and KO'd the Grumpig, but that wasn't the case, so I got turned into Crabstick. So now we have Dino coming out. This was a Adamant Dino, which hit really, really hard with Choice Band Hustle. On this one, I had Outrage, Head Smash, Superpower, and Crunch, max health, and max attack. Man, this thing hits just like a truck, right? Its evolution as well as Relios, man, that thing hits hard, like Uber's hard. So now we have the Burnett coming in. It's going to frisk out my item. It's probably obvious that I was running that anyway. So now it's going to be a special Burnett. It's going to use Dazzling Gleam, and man, I'm not going to live that one. The problem with this team, right, apart from like the Miltank and maybe a couple of others, like they just died in one hit. So some of the battles were like really, really short. So swapping my Shellos, this was a bulky special defense set. The Will-O-Wisp actually misses. I'm able to get off the Muddy Water. Now this thing is a max health, max special defense. We've got, and obviously with the Everlight, we've got Storm Drain in this. I did think to put Sticky Hold on it. It's sort of nice to be able to keep the Everlight, but I opted for Storm Drain instead in case I could, I could swap the couple of my Pokemon in and try and get a Storm Drain boost. I'd Recover, Muddy Water, Icy Wind, and Mud Bombing. So going for the Icy Winds on the Burnett, trying to slow it down a little bit for the couple of Pokemon that I had left. So a very even battle at the moment. So I've got the Burn. I was wondering why they did that. Then I had Hex. I'm like, that makes sense. So obviously Hex doubles in base power when the opponent has a status ailment such as a Burn. So going for the Muddy Water now, or the Scummy Water, hoping to get an accuracy drop, like the whole Mud Bomb and the Muddy Water was trying to get the accuracy drops, and then I could sort of like recover off my health and just continue doing so. However, that wasn't the case. Burnett's going to go for another Hex. I knew that I lived this one in case if it was a crit, obviously I wouldn't have lived that, and I'm going to finish the Burnett off with the Icy Wind. Icy Wind's kind of there just for support and slowing like faster sweeping Pokemon down. So that's down. The last Pokemon is the Kamala, so I probably don't have enough moves, enough power to take this out. So I thought, well, I could probably go for Icy Wind here, drop its speed, then swap in my last Pokemon. Anyway, so I wasn't sure if it had, like, anything, like, apart from Work Up and Last Resort, even though we've already seen that. So it's going to go for that Work Up, and it's obviously going to go for Last Resort the next turn. Or it could go for another Work Up, then go for a Last Resort again. So I thought, let's get some damage off it with the Icy Wind. I was being sarcastic before, if you didn't realize. So I've got that massive damage there, dropping the speed of the Kamala one stage. I wasn't sure if it was going to be enough, like, depending on what the, speed of his running. Anyway, it's going to finish off my Shellos with the Last Resort. And my last Pokemon left is the Alolan Geodude. Now, I actually really like the Alolan Geodude card. It looked really cool at the start. I like the artwork of it. Anyway, speaking of artwork, people, I do have some more artwork there. If you guys want to submit some, like, fan artwork to me, tweet me at Pimpnite YT. That is at the later end of the video, too. Anyway, so I tagged that one, and I'm going to go for the... I almost said the Rock Polison, the Rock Climb, and that's going to take it out. The Rock Climb was also Galvanized too, which turned the normal type attack into Electric type. Anyway, so amazing first battle there. Let's get on to the second one. This was just as good. So we have a Nidorino lead, which is cool. I'm leading off with a Houndour, since it did so well in the battle before. Okay, so here, obviously, I'm going to go for the beat up again on the Nidorino. Now, I wasn't sure, like, what this thing was actually going to be running, so I hope that I could, just take it out in 2 shots. So going for the beat up there. Unfortunately, I don't get the Fleech, and the Nidorino is able to get their layer of Toxic Spikes up. So I'm like, that's a little bit annoying. However, there's not 2 layers up, so it's not going to be doing, like, badly poison damage. So I guess that's, the only positive that came out of that. So going for the beat up again, and that's going to be enough to take out the Nidorino. However, it's going to eat a berry. I was like, phew, it's not like a, like a Wiki Berry or something like that. It's not going to heal itself, and that is down. So good start there, and, I guess the only bad thing was there's a layer of Toxic Spikes on the field, but not too bad. So now we have the Dewott coming in. Probably not the greatest matchup in the world here. I'm going to go down to like a water type move. So I thought, let's swap in my Miltank here. I see if I can get the the red card up on it and try and see if I can get a good matchup. Anyway, so it's going to go for the Razor Shell. I actually avoid the attack, which is nice. So that means I'm going to be able to get like an attack off on this thing. In case it's like, if it's really bulky, that'd be nice. I get like a Hyper Beam damage off it. and then it might be easy to take out later on. However, it wasn't bulky, and it's actually going to live the hyper beam though, even though Miltank's special attack is basically garbage. I get critted by the Raider Shell, and I get a defense drop. Like, damn, that's really unlucky. Anyway, so the red cards is going to pop, and the Dua is going to go out of the battle, and the Toxicroak is going to come in. So obviously I'm on recharge. There's not really anything I can do. I'm also poisoned as well. So Toxicroak can just take me out with any like fighting move. It's going to have Drain Punch, so that sucks. That's Miltank down, but at least it did dent the Duat, which is good, and Houndour did a pretty good job so far. So things are going not too badly. So this was a little bit of a problem, this Pokemon. So now I swapped in my Dino. I was like, please stay in and go for a Drain Punch. I think I might be able to like barely live it and get the Outrage off and hopefully take it out. However, they're going to swap out. They don't want any of that, and then the Duat's going to come in. So obviously seeing what move I had. Now the problem is using like Dino, the ability Hustle Right. It gives a boost in attack, however, at the cost of accuracy. So you can miss like 100% accuracy moves. It's really not fun when you miss them. It can be like big game-changing things. Anyway, so in comes the Survivor. Now this thing was a royal pain in the bum. So now it's going to go for the Venom Drench. So now see, obviously this is why their strategy for using Toxic Spikes at the start. Now, obviously, if you're poisoned, the move Venom Drench works on you, which is going to drop your special attack and attack by 1 stage. So unfortunately there, the Hustle Outrage actually misses, which did actually matter, because that would have been a 1-hit KO. Even with the drop in attack, it's very, very powerful with Choice Band and Hustle. So swapping in Corphish, I was going to go for a special attacker now, try and go for my Z move, then maybe try and finish it off afterwards. So it's going to go for the Infestation, which is going to work nicely with the Toxic Spikes that are already down the field. I cannot swap, so it continually can just go for the Venom Drench and make me weak in special attack and attack. So now Survivor is going to go for the Stockpile instead. So it's going to have the stockpiles up, which is going to boost its defense and special defense by 1 stage. So it can do that 3 times, and then it can go for the Venom Drench. So I've got to take this thing out. Like, I can't let it snowball too much. I wasn't sure if it had recovery, but there was a lot of problems, especially when I was using a special Corphish. So going for my adaptability, Surf. I already had a negative special attack, so I thought I might as well just go for this and get as much damage off as possible. So going for that on the Survivor, does some like really, really nice damage to it. Does like about 3/4, so I was happy with that one. The Survivors also got some recovery there. Obviously got leftovers. I guess I could run Black Sludge too. So now I've got my poison. The problem with this, right, I could go for Surf here, but I knew that they're probably not going to, it's not going to take it out, obviously, due to the stockpile. And it's going to also use Venom Drench too, and I can't swap, so that's unfortunate. Plus, my special attack stat is, like, really, really bad too. So now I went for the Surf. That was my best option. I thought, well, even if I can do this, I can go for the Z move, then I can go for the Surf afterwards, and then it should be enough range, like low range for me to just revenge kill afterwards from, like, any of my other Pokemon. So, the Survivor is going to be down next turn, which is good. Or, at least I thought. So now the Infestation and Toxic is going to, like, take me the next turn. So it's going to go for the rest. I was like, bugger, it's got rest. So, unfortunately, I was hoping I'd just get KO'd this turn and I could just revenge kill it, but that is not going to be the case. The Survivor obviously has the Shed Skin ability, so it's going to go to sleep right now. Shed Skin does randomly kick in, and it can wake the Pokemon up or just heal any status ailments to the Pokemon. So it's going to get the Shed Skin right away, which is really, really lucky. So that's going to be bad for me because it's got its stockpiles up, and it's going to be fully back to health. So that's really bad for me there, and my Corphish is down. So I've got to take this thing out. I've got no options. I've just got to hit this thing really hard. So really, basically the heart of my attack on my team was my Dino Choice Band, which is saying something. So I just locked in the Outrage there. However, the Survivor's going to swap out, and now we have the Susana coming out, which was the Gastrodon. So I'm like, oh, this would be really good if it hits. It does hit, which is nice. And that does a lot of damage to Gastrodon, just missing the kill there. I was like, damn it. That really sucks. So I would have loved to one-shot that, but I wasn't complaining. I outsped it, but Outrage misses due to Hustle, and then it's going to get my scummy water off against me, and that really sucks because that would have been down. I wouldn't have taken any damage. That would have been really good. Unfortunately, I did get the miss. So I reckon if I miss this one, I'm gone, but I get it, which is good. So I'm going to be able to live like one more turn due to the Toxic, but I'm going to get outsped anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So the Gastrodon is down. So I buried a really bulky Pokemon. I was kind of you know, that was really good. So now Survivor comes in like, is it going to go for Infestation or is it just going to go for another stockpile or something like that, or a Venom Dredge? It's going to set up another stockpile. So I thought, oh, this will be an easy stockpile right against my Dino. So as you remember before, I went for the Outrage, which I'm locked into, right? So going for the Outrage again, if you remember earlier on, I actually did have a -1 in attack. And that was still enough to take out the Survivor, even with a +1 in defense. Oh my goodness. So it's very, very powerful in attack with Hustle and Choice Band. And obviously high base power Outrage. Outrage is kind of like a really bad move to run though, because you can get like locked into like that move, and then Fairies can come in and set up on you. Anything like that, Steel types. So you could run for something like Dragon Rush if you wanted to. So now we have the Toxicroak, which is the other Pokemon I was worried about. So I've got my Houndoom here. I wasn't sure what EVs this thing was actually running in speed. However, it's going to go for a Substitute, which is interesting. So it's throwing up the Substitute. I just went for Fire Fang because that was like my best option against the Toxicroak. So I knew this thing had like Drain Punch, right? But I didn't want to let it set the Substitute up and then like be like hitting me like sub-punching. Not Focus Punch, but Drain Punching me behind the Substitute. That'd be really bad. So I just can't let it do that. So it's going to go for a Mud Slap, which is like really scummy, because what Mud Slap does, it's a ground type move. It's got very, very like low base power, but it actually drops your accuracy. So obviously the idea to that is to drop the opponent's accuracy, get the free Substitute up, and then like start spamming Drain Punch. So I see what they're doing there. Right, so I really need to force them to keep using Substitute and just try and take them out. So anyway, the Toxicroak is going to go for another Mud Slap on my Houndoom, desperately trying to drop my accuracy so I can get a free Substitute up, which wasn't the case. I'm able to get another Fire Fang off. Now, if I land another Fire Fang against that thing, it's going to become like very, very close. So the Toxicroak's options here are to go for the Drain Punch or to go for just take me out or go for another Substitute. They're going to swap, which is interesting, and then they're going to go into the Brioni. Now, Brioni is very bulky with Everlight, so there really wasn't much I could actually do to this. My Dino was down, my really powerful physical attacker, probably the most powerful Pokemon on a team. So that was this was a real worry. Now, I did have one Pokemon left that could actually do something, but it was actually weak against this. So I went for the Destiny Bond in hopes that it would attack me with like any type of water type move. Oh, and then it goes for a freaking Captivate. So Captivate is a special, a status move, which is going to drop my special attack harshly, and that's my Houndour down. I don't know if they predicted that, but nice job if they did. So I lived on 1 health from the attack from before. Sorry, the Toxic. Then they're going to go for Moonblast to finish me off. Obviously, a Destiny Bond you can't keep using anymore. So that obviously, it's like Protect and Detect. If you keep using it, it just fails. So now we have the Geodude coming in, the Alola Geodude. So I've got, as I said, I've got Rest, Sleep, Talk, Toxic, and Rock Climb in this. So I've got Max Health and Max Defense with the Everlight. I've got the ability Galvanize, so Rock Climb is going to turn into like a, super effective move. So I don't have any EVs in attack, but it still does a lot of damage, which is nice. So obviously the Toxic is going to do a little bit of damage to me. And now they're going to go for the Hydro Pump, and there's no way I'm going to be able to live this one. No way. Geodude's going to be very weak to that. It's coming off of Brioni too, which is got fairly good special attack. So the last Pokemon I've got to actually take this out is my Shellos. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't running Toxic on this set, which was the same. Normally, I run Toxic and Recover on my Shellos, but this time I was running the Icy Wind Mudshot set. So I've got Storm Drain on the set. They actually thought that obviously they thought that I had Sticky Hold, which is good. So that's going to give me a buff in special attack. Going for the Mud Bomb, it still doesn't do anything. This thing is probably like max health, max special defense. So my attacks are doing nothing. I was actually a little bit worried that it had Rest, because that would be really bad. However, it's going to go for a Moonblast to try and do some damage to my Shellos. So I'm very bulky in special defense, so I take that really, really easily. Obviously, they don't have much invested in special attack themselves. So now I'm going to be able to take this out in the next shot with Mud Shot, but they're going to go for another Mastery Plot. I was really happy they didn't go for a Rest, and I would have been like very, very salty. Okay, so I've got about half health left, probably below that after the Toxic damage, and Brioni is down. So all that's left is that Toxicroak. I know that it has Drain Punch, however, I got a +1 in special attack, right? So, old Mud Bomb's going to be hitting fairly hard against this, which is good. So I was like, I almost might be able to take it out. So now it's going to go for the Substitute. I was like, I could have gone for Recover there, but just in case I predicted that, I went for the Mud Bomb. And now they cannot go for another Substitute. They have to attack me next turn. So it's whether I'm going to live the Drain Punch or not, or whether they're going to get enough health back from the Drain Punch if they do live, and my Mud Bomb is going to fail to take them out. That was the question at the moment. So the Toxic only doing a little bit of damage to me. I've got 51 health. The Toxicroak is going to go for the Drain Punch, and unfortunately it's just enough for me to not take, and that's my Shellos down. But damn, a very close battle there in the end. Thank you guys for watching so much. I've got some really good bloopers there. Enjoy them. Peace. Bye.